I've been encountering a pretty consistent theme with multiple clients reaching out to me around burnout, limiting beliefs, feeling like they're spinning their wheels and wasting their time. And so I wanted to give everybody here 5 quick AI prompts that you can use to really alleviate a multitude of systems and upgrade your overall mental software and begin to take action on things today. For those of you that don't know anything about me, I never went to college. I hit 6 figures by 23. I took a 2 year gap and returned with a 65% pay cut. Since then, I've quadrupled my salary and achieved 9 promotions across my career. As a coach, I've helped over 400 clients since 2023 hit 97% of their goals and boost salaries by over $3 million. My name is Zach. My systems work. And today, we're going to reframe your brain. So the first one I mentioned a lot of people have been reaching out to me about is burnout, and specifically around the job market, that they're just burnt out after sending out hundreds and hundreds of applications. And there's also some people who've been reaching out about burnout in their actual job, but most people around the job market. So this is where what I want you to do is simple AI prompt, which is going to be, I often feel burned out and worry people judge my every move. You can cut that part out if you want. But here are 2 beliefs I think that might be driving this. Insert 2 things that are making you believe that you're burned out. Based on behavioral science and mental models, how could I reframe these beliefs into something more empowering? Okay. And this is going to come back with some reframe beliefs and explanations. And then what you could do as a follow up is say, hey, give me a test that I could perform this week and the type of journal entries that I could do to monitor the results on a daily basis. This simple reframe is really about limiting beliefs. It's about things that are in your head that are making you believe that you are burned out. Because, yeah, you might be, but most burnout with people that I work with, like 90+%, is not about overwork. It's about just the overall activity that you are doing, not seeing things in return, aka applying to 300 jobs and not getting a response, whatever it might be. But just the input versus output is not aligned. That is the cause of the burnout in particular. And so it's really inside your mind that you need to change what you are gauging and focusing on to fix the burnout more than it is about fixing the burnout itself. Okay. It's about going to the root cause, which is usually beliefs. And on that end, the second prompt that I want to give you is going to be limiting belief discovery. Okay. And so this is going to be if you are stuck in your career, if you just feel like you have a ceiling imposed upon you in some degree, right? And you're just kind of, or you just feel, like I said, stuck in life in general. Okay. So swap out the language based on your scenario, but using being stuck in your career as an example, here's a simple prompt. So go to your AI of choice and say, I feel stuck in my career. My daily tasks include, insert your tasks. What common mental models or productivity cliches might be contributing to the feeling of being stuck? And what alternative perspectives could I adopt? And this is going to put out the identification of your potential limiting patterns and suggestions for new frameworks. And then you can then take those results and figure out what to actually prioritize next. And that is going to build momentum into no longer being stuck. Again, there are opportunities everywhere in life. Maybe you might be in a career that is being destroyed by AI or being transformed or eliminated. And guess what? That's completely possible. But you will stay stuck if you do not change your actions. So this is meant to get you to believe that actions are possible, because the prerequisite to you doing anything is belief, right? If people didn't believe that going to the gym and eating better would make them lose weight, they would never do it, because going to the gym and eating healthy food sucks, right? We would never do it. So we have to believe that that's it, and then we do it, and then we go on to see the results and go, oh, all right, I guess this did work. Okay. Now this third one, this is going to be a scenario that a lot of people have come to me about, where they feel like they are spread too thin, but they don't know what they're wasting time on, that everything feels vital, everything feels essential, and they aren't quite sure about either how to organize their work or what is deemed busy work. Okay. And so what you want to do is, it's actually a 2-step process, one that's manual and then one that's AI oriented. So the first manual process, which can either be written down in a notebook or typed out in an Excel spreadsheet or something of the like, is you're going to time study yourself. This means that you're literally going to put a timer on your phone from the time that you start your workday till the end, or the time that you wake up until the end of your day. Set a timer for either 15 minutes or 30 minutes. And at the end of every timer, you're going to take 1 minute to just document, what did you do the last 30 minutes? Or what did you do the last 15 minutes? And these are quick notes, right? You're not trying to be verbose, right? It could be like checked emails, responded to DMs, posted X post, right? Like just super quick, like I said, a minute or less. All right. Once you have that for an entire week, you're then going to go to AI and you're going to say, hey, here is a log of my time studied activities for the past week. Boom. I need you to identify patterns of high ROI versus busy work and suggest how I can front load strategic work and prioritize the high ROI work as well. This is then going to come back and categorize your entire week of tasks and then present a scheduling recommendation that's going to be like, bruh, drop this stuff, front load this stuff, focus on your higher ROI work. And then what you can then do is run through that, listening to what it's saying for the next 2 weeks. And then what I want you to do is then run through it again, right? And kind of do this until you feel like you have a pretty optimized system of consistently doing strategic work and high ROI work. Okay. This is what's going to move you forward. This is going to be the action to follow up the previous limiting belief about being stuck in your career, right? So if you feel stuck in anything, I said, change the language, right? So maybe you're stuck in your relationship. Maybe you're stuck in life. Maybe you're stuck living where you're living. Whatever the stuck is, reframe the belief, then study your actions that you do on a daily basis, and then go to AI and say, hey, what about my actions can I change and how should I reprioritize them in order to be unstuck? Okay. Fourth prompt that I want to give people here, or scenario, is honestly around confidence. I find so many of my clients and the career acceleration community members are just not confident in themselves. They feel like they have consistently made bad decisions, or they should be farther along than they are, or they're maybe older, more seasoned people watching young professionals blow past them in their career, and they're like, what the is going on? Okay. And so this is where you can say, hey, you want to identify a skill, you want to identify a goal, something along those lines, right? And all you're going to do is a very simple prompt. Hey, I want to develop this skill, or I want to work towards this goal. I want you to give me a weekly practice schedule of actions I can take on a daily basis that gradually increase exposure and help me build a proof stack. Include ways to solicit feedback along the way. And this is going to give you a very structured plan of what to do on a daily basis that you evaluate on a weekly level to then get exposure, get confidence, and get proof that you can do what it is that you're doing. And it's just one thing at a time. I find that when most people finally get some level of competence at something, that they go, oh, wait, I can do this as something else. And then you run through the same exercise again. And then you do it to another one. And then you do it to another one. And lo and behold, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, you got a giant, giant stack of competence. Okay. But you just don't think you're capable because you haven't had a win in a while. Okay. If you notice, you can combine all of these things thus far into being one kick-ass simple day that you can start this week, right? To identify what's burning you out, why you are stuck, what are the actions that you're taking, and then what are the new actions that you could also take after freeing up time because you've reprioritized that work towards what it is that you want. Okay. And then the fifth one, this is a fun one. This is actually something that I find a lot of people really struggle with in life is they feel like they need to be excellent at everything. But some of the best memories that you have, if you look back on your life, were when you were inexperienced, when it was a new experience, when it was novel, when it was just like, I've never done this thing before. And this should be worked into your life on a regular basis. So here's what I want you to do to go to AI is, hey, you're going to let AI almost dictate what you're going to try. Okay. So you're going to say, I want to explore new skills or hobbies for the next 30 days. Suggest 3 options that could expand my competence and curiosity, and outline how to start each and how to measure my progress and enjoyment. Here are constraints that I have. And so, again, maybe you are unable to spend money for this or things like that, but like put in that, or maybe time based. Hey, I can only allocate 30 minutes a week. Fine. Like give it the constraints so that it's realistic, but let it pick and then do it and then listen. And you will get back 3 skill or hobby suggestions with the exact steps that you need to experiment. And this is just a way to keep things fun. Have you do stuff that you walk away and we're like, oh my God, that was absolutely terrible. I never want to do it again. Or on the flip side, you're like, holy smokes, that was super fun. Like, this is awesome, right? And then you just found a new hobby. You found a new way to, again, prevent your burnout, bring excitement, make you feel like you're rewarded again. Okay. This is how you can kind of use AI in some creative ways to really impact your life, not just do work or write emails or anything like that. All right. So, again, quick recap. The first one is to reframe your beliefs around burnout. Okay. So, prompt is I often feel burned out. Here are the beliefs that I think might be driving this. Belief 1, belief 2. Based on behavioral science and mental models, how could I reframe these beliefs into something empowering? 2, the limiting belief discovery. I feel stuck in my career or whatever you want to put. My daily tasks include insert all your tasks. What common mental models or productivity cliches might be contributing to this feeling, and what alternative perspectives could I adopt? 3, time study. You're going to, over the course of a week, block out or time study yourself using 1 minute set of notes for every 15 minutes or 30 minutes and log everything that you do. And then go to AI and say, here is a log of my activities for the past week. Boom. Identify patterns for high ROI work versus busy work and suggest how I can front load strategic work and prioritize the high ROI work. That's going to break things down to get you focused on what matters. 4, building confidence. I want to develop blank skill or I want to achieve blank goal. Suggest a weekly practice that is or suggests a weekly practice schedule that gradually increases exposure and helps me build a proof stack through daily actions. Include ways to solicit feedback along the way. And finally, the 5th one is the progress experiment. Here's how you can add some random spontaneity and fun in your life. I want to explore new skills and hobbies for the next 30 days. Suggest 3 options that could expand my competence and curiosity. Outline how to start each and how to measure my progress and enjoyments. My constraints in identifying and performing new activities are boom, insert budget, time, family, resources, etc., whatever they are. These have just been some of the common themes that I've had to coach people on recently in group calls, one-on-one calls, things of that nature that I just felt right now in the current job market and landscape of even if you're employed, a lot of people are sitting still in their career and they feel stuck. So on both sides of the equation, whether you're happily and gainfully employed or looking for something new, that this can really help you to break free. And if you want all of these mental models plus more, plus resume, cover letter masterclass, interview masterclass, salary negotiation masterclass, weekly group coaching sessions, and a network of growing professionals from entry level to executive, join the Promoted Career Acceleration community linked in the description below. It is in its early bird pricing right now, and it comes with a 10x ROI guarantee, no questions asked if you sign up annually or your money back. All right. If you like this, comment below which one of these you think is going to be the most impactful in your current week right now. And at the same time, what your actual results were. I'd love to talk about that. I respond to every single comment every single time. Check the track record. If you like this type of content, you want to see more of our prompt and profit videos every single Friday, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, the notification bell. And until next time, use this to get seen, get paid, and get promoted.